So I finally saw Dune Part 2, and I must conclude sadly, it was kind of bad. Now, it is a rare film where even if it is bad, it's bad because if they tweak just 2 to 3 or 4 critical scenes, I would be comfortable saying it's good. But they didn't do that. Were there many great things? Yes. Were there many excellent book moments? Yes. Were there even really good David Lynch moments? Yes, there are very clear moments. Denis is clearly nodding to David Lynch, respectfully. But there were many bad scenes, many poor scenes. At times, aspects were very disappointing. Like the music especially. The music in this film is probably the least powerful element. And even things people are raving about, performances, uneven or too little time with the characters, especially the Emperor. The Emperor is basically just a cameo, so it's like, why bother hiring Christopher Walken? When he's there, excellent, but he is there like a blink of an eye. It's very puzzling. This is a weird film. Many great and good things about it, but I will not lie about this film. I think people have really oversold it and really misrepresented what happened, and I think what it means for Dune and the Dune mythology and what Denis V is up to. That said, and I am a Denis V fan, if you do like his work, you will love this film. However, and I do love his work, I don't think it's as strong as Sicario. I don't think it's as strong as Dune Part 1. I don't think it's even as strong as Arrival. So I think even there you will be disappointed. So the essentials are, we do immediately follow the events of Dune Part 1. So we become situated with Paul trying to befriend the Fremen, gain allies, falls in love, rides the worm, that's already in the trailer, not spoiling anything there, and then faces off against the Emperor, and the machinations of the Baron Harkonnen and the Bene Gesserit are in the background. That is the essentials of the story. However, even there, it is very distortive. I mean, very distortive. I mean, radical changes to the mythology, so really has nothing to do with Dune, the mythology or books. It really is just Denis V playing with these characters in key places. That said, is there nothing to cling to? No, I think Stilgar, that's probably the character that felt most like the books. It is a Denis V version, but many other places it felt very much its own thing. And I know I'm going to get some downvotes here, but Zendaya is playing Zendaya. She is not playing the character. She is just playing Zendaya. And let's not even get started. Zendaya is doing very weird thing. Was it woke feminist cringe? No, for the most part, I understand what they're doing. It is woke. It is feminist. It was only cringe in a few places, but it did feel like it was trying to be similar to the books, but things are so radically rewritten, it's kind of like, it's just Zendaya in the desert, killing people guerrilla style. And if you like that, you'll like that. And to be fair to her, I think she's always going to be playing Zendaya. She just does not care about playing characters. She just doesn't care. But she is a good actress playing herself. I think Jessica, played by Rebecca Ferguson, was more committed. And I will give Denis points, because even though you think, oh wow, there's women's everywhere, no, in certain places, the men do the actions of the women in the books. So things that the women do in the books, the men do it. And one critical scene was shocking. A male does something, killing a very critical character. A male does it, not a woman. So I was like, whoa. So he makes a few brave decisions. So just because, oh, they're women's. Oh, no. These women's are going to be very complex. They are very beautiful and sexy, but they are very dangerous. These women have a lot of big brains on the mind, and they are very treacherous. It is woke. It is feminist. There's a few cringe moments that are very clearly modern-day politics. Even there, I do think he constrained himself. And some elements are in the book, like the Baron being like a neo-Nazi fascist dictator. That is in the books, but it is more subtle in the books. Here, it's a little on the nose, clearly kind of signaling Trump, even Biden. I do appreciate he constrained himself in a few places. For instance, with Dune Part 1, the Baron is flying. The Baron does not fly. That's something Lynch did. I would take Lynch to task there too. Here, they actually try to observe more physical constraints. I appreciated it. The strong points with performances and as well as the production value, yes, generally strong, but there were a few places it was slacking. And I don't blame the actors because, again, this movie is structured very weirdly. And don't blame the books because they took a massive shortcut. And I mean, it's a massive shortcut to really slice through the plot. And characters who appeared in Part 1 barely show up. They are like a blink of an eye. They're gone. That said, the characters we do spend time with, Gurney, Stilgar, Jessica, Paul, very well done. Even Zendaya, she does fit into the plot. However, is his own plot. Really, it doesn't even work with part one that much. They just tore up a lot of rules they set up in part one and said, you know what, I don't care. Let's just have a lot of action scenes. Some are very well done. The final fight was fine, but people were raving about it like it destroyed the Darth Maul fight. No, 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 no. It's fine, but it was okay-ish. The Lynch version, much better. So it was really disappointing in a lot of places. Yeah, it was frustrating. That said, it was good frustrating. I do think this is a really solid, strong, serious science fiction film, which is very rare. Give Denis a lot of points there. He could have made it more silly and stupid. He didn't, so it's not MCU trash. It's not Shazam or anything like that. However, I'll say it. Black Adam was better. Empire Strikes Back, better. It's a lot better than many so-called classics, but it's weaker than even Black Adam. I would have to say it. Black Adam is way more consistent narratively and way more compelling with performances. This one, really, really poor in a few places. Very strong in other places. It's just very, very mixed. But it is mixed positive. If you do like Dune, you can't see this film. But if you do like Dune, see Dune Part 1. At least that's trying to do something with the books. But yeah, this is really a Denis V film. It's not his best film. It is pretty strong. But yeah, you really have to handwave many problems, many issues. It is great in a few selected scenes, but then it just gets kind of flat in a few other scenes, and then it's okayish in other scenes. It's just really erratic. But I choose to be positive. He's not going to do Frank Herbert. He's not going to do a Dune trilogy. Fine, whatever. But I am eager to see what he does with Messiah. But oh my God, that final ending. As I'm saying, it is a woke feminist film, but give him points. He does subvert those tropes at the end, though I think he, again, diminishes the story because, like, that's it. She just walks off, and you're like, why? That's just stupid and petty. Like, why? No. So it was just a very frustrating experience. However, in a few key places, I did enjoy it. I smiled a lot. When they did the David Lynch moments, I was like, oh, I was so happy. However, overall, it was kind of a mess. It's a glorious mess, but a mess. It's bad, lowercase b, but it is bad. It just is not what people are saying it is. It's not the greatest film of all time. Greatest science fiction? No. But solid science fiction. It is, I guess, basically like superior Trek episodes. And I love Trek, but Trek is Trek. This should be Dune. It's not Dune. It's just Denis V basically smashing Trek mythology with his own mythology. And there you go. The Return of Zendaya. Part 2, I guess.